Hi, I'm live again. I posted a link on the community for Wayne Screen to come join me, so we'll see if it works. I have no idea. It says you can invite people. I don't know how to invite you unless I have an email because it doesn't say post it to YouTube. But I posted something and then put the link in it. So hopefully that'll. If anybody knows, please let me know how you invite somebody to come live with you. Just gonna go ahead and keep your camera off because lights are gonna be going out anyway. Can't see nothing. But just gonna hang here and see if Wayne Screen can. Hi, did you find what I posted? It didn't work either. I did the invite somebody and I shared the live and then I posted the link on it. And I'm not sure. You don't know how the other people did it? You saw it. Hmm. Yay. Did we get you in here? I did it, really? What a pat on the back that is. Yay. Hi, Wayne.
I got no
Awesome.
volume as well. Hold on, I might have it on phone and not speakerphone.
I'm glad I figured that out. Thank you for coming on. Hi, Marcus.
I can hear you now.
This your first time? My first time what? Inviting somebody? Yes. It's my first round of a lot of things, but then again, not. Are you ready? Are you there, Wayne?
Yes, ma'am.
Still? Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I did it.
Great.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm barely here. I don't know. But yeah, I was just thinking, like I said, thinking, my world, what happened to me? I'm like, I
Yeah.
didn't used to care. Yeah, I would just do videos and put them on YouTube, whatever. But
Yeah, that's why I call it
I don't
magic.
know what's going on. That's why I call it magic. Huh?
I'm, am I echoing on your
Am
end?
I echoing on you? No, you're just hard to hear, kind of. Oh, I have the generator going too, so.
Okay, hold on.
Hi, hi, Tremens. Tremens. Are you hearing an echo?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I turned this Bluetooth on. Would that would that be it? Let's see.
Can you see him?
Can you see him? Am I
Yeah, I'm.
echoing too? Yeah, I'm.
No, you're not. I
No,
am.
you're not. I am. Can you go out and come back in or no?
I guess.
I
I
guess.
don't know how to get.
I don't know either.
I'll try.
I'll echoing, but it's up to you. I can't stand it when I hear myself echoing. How you doing, Tremend? Tremend? Lewis? Tremend? Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah,
Any better?
it's still
It's still. Huh?
it's still echoing.
It's still echoing. Oh man, that sucks. Well, that's okay. You like to hear your voice, don't you?
I guess.
I guess.
But you were saying
But you were saying
you didn't care
you
before,
didn't
so
care before, so I've been what?
you were saying
You were
you were
saying
thinking
you were thinking
and you didn't before
and
you
you
didn't
didn't
care
before
about
you
it.
didn't care about that I was thinking.
No, you I don't know.
No,
What
you.
happened to you?
I
You
don't
said what
know.
happened to
What
you.
happened to you? You said what happened to you? I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time hearing you. I
Um,
tried to put
I don't know about this.
my headphones on. All right, let me try to put them on because I could.
I might be the
I don't
one that
know.
needs
Try
it.
again. Might be the one. Or just speak up. One of the two.
Um
Um,
you were saying what
you were
happened to
saying
you.
what happened
You
to
sitting
you.
there thinking what happened to
I
you
think
when
what
you didn't
happened
care
to you
before.
when you didn't care before. Oh yes, what happened to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I ate the fruit or something like that. That's what
Yeah,
people
that's
told me. Yeah,
yeah.
huh?
That's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to explain.
that's what I'm trying to explain. Yep, that's what you're gonna explain to me.
I think that's what I be
I
trying
think that's
to
what I've been trying to
explain when I'm
explain
telling them.
when I'm
Here
telling
it
them.
is.
Oh, what you're trying to explain is about eating the fruit or
Yeah,
something. Yeah. Yeah. What about that?
it's sorcery. It's
It's
magic.
sorcery. It's magic. And then you become magic or what?
When you fall asleep, you
You
eat the
fall
apple.
asleep, you eat the apple.
And the teacher's dish, and you go to
Oh,
sleep.
okay. And you go to sleep. Okay. I see. Yeah, well, I certainly fell asleep. So,
Or at least
do
you
we ever
woke
get to
up.
know what the fuck we ate?
Huh?
Huh? Says, do we ever get to know what we ate?
The world's the
The
world's
world,
tree fruit.
the world's true. I thought the world was like the world stage was like the political stuff. Political.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Uh, well,
Uh,
the
well,
Hollywood is the
the
political, baby.
Hollywood is the political. Baby. Or it must be YouTube. I ate YouTube or something.
It's still Hollywood.
It's still Hollywood. Yeah, yeah. You get to be kind of a Hollywood star
Yeah, when you
in a
come on
way.
with the
Yeah, when you
Hollywood
come on with
editing
the
series,
Hollywood editing,
and everybody will draw to the fruit
everybody will draw to the fruit.
of YouTube.
Yeah, but I've always watched movies and watched might fall
It's
asleep
the
now.
same thing.
It's the same thing. Just 'cause I'm tired. Oh, there goes the
It's a
light.
screen, right?
It's a screen, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not though. I'm not here with me. I wish I was. It's a screen or something. I wouldn't have to worry about it. So,
Yeah, we
I
can
don't
talk
know.
about
I don't know
screen
what I
to
wish.
you,
Talk about screen.
and they talk back
I
to us.
wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't a screen.
Well, in the world,
But
you
in the
do a
world,
screen.
you do a screen. And these days, I guess there's people around, but I don't seem to fit in anymore. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like waking up.
Yeah, I'm finally having to just like stand back up and say, "What the?" Because I can't stand myself like this. Can't, like just deep depression shit, whatever and whatever, and just
What Jesus say? If
What Jesus say?
those
If
who don't hate their
those
life
who
in
don't
this
hate their
world
life in this world
can't be my disciple.
can't be my disciple.
I don't know if I'm saying that
I don't know
right,
if I'm
but
saying that right. Those who don't like their
don't hate their life in
don't
this
hate their life in this world. Those who don't hate their mom and dad and whatever. Yeah, I never understood that scripture. But at the same time, I do. Yeah, yeah. Where you gotta, yeah, you pretty much gotta separate yourself. I guess you gotta be separated like the 13 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't the 13 the Ruach and the M
Oh,
or
I
the
don't
Mary
know.
or the what?
I don't know
I don't
about
know about
the breath
the
being the
breath
number
being the
13.
number 13. Breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Breath
Ruach.
of it. Probably it's probably a breath of the dragon of a female dragon.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Um,
Um,
what number is
what
oxygen on
number
the
is oxygen
periodic
on the
table?
periodic table? Oxygen?
Yeah.
You're asking me what's on the um I would just be guessing. Do you know?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Yeah. There's a song. I was gonna learn that. I was gonna learn the whole element, uh, all that stuff of the periodic table, because there's a song, to it, and it's kind of cool, but it's gonna take a minute because that's kind of hard for me. It's hard for me to learn anymore. That's the thing. It's like, um, what is it?
Oxygen.
It's like oxygen, lacking of oxygen.
Oxygen is
My
number
mom
eight.
used to. Huh?
Oxygen is the number
Oxygen
8
is
on
the
the
number
periodic
eight.
table.
Eight. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say 18 for some reason, but yeah, if I just went with my regular intuition, I'd
Yep.
probably get somewhere. Yep. Or wrote it down. You know what I mean? Like that's been one of my problems is that I don't journal well, and when I did, nobody. Whenever anybody did write it, did put big old lie or something, like stupid shit like that. Wrote down my feelings or anything. Yeah, it's quite amazing how this life has been. I don't know. I know I've been here probably like 1,000 times. You know,
Yeah.
doing the same exact thing because I have some disability that keeps me or
I know it's
something. I don't know. Guess I'm a lame too or something. Whatever.
the sheep.
I do feel quite. I do feel quite alone though. So I know
Me
how you
too.
feel when you're the only one thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you express
How do you
something
express something
only you know
you know? How do I express something what?
that only you know?
That only you know. Through my actions probably. I don't know. Through my actions, that's how I'd probably express it. Or if I could, I would dance. Express what I know. How would you?
Same answer.
Same answer. Same. Just yeah, just however you can, right?
Well, you can see I'm here if
You
you
can
can
see them
see me.
here. Well, how do you know that you're the only one that knows?
Say that again.
Say that again. How do you know that you're the only one that knows?
I think I learned
I
English so I
think I
could say
learned
it to
English
you.
from you. So you can tell it to me? You
Yeah.
learned English to tell it to me? You're crazy, man. Can you learn my language and tell it to me that way? How'd you go, are you to go?
All right.
Alright. Hadi tadigal yudigu idigan madigai olium ladigan widigan spediga idigas godigo idigin tidigu bidigi modigo adiga action again. I said I could tell you in my own language, but it'll be more of an action to express what I would want to express, or expression of outward action. not in any language. I don't think you can express it in any language. Oh, thank God! Thank God for Jesus and love and happiness and joy and the chance to be better. Is that communicating it?
Um, guess
Um,
you learn how to talk it so you can say it.
Huh?
I guess you learn
I
English so
guess
you
you
can say
learn
it.
English. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It would be probably more of like a dancing action or my actions myself. You know, because I think what I want to express is the love I feel
Mm-hmm.
from who do I say? Father God and Jesus and everybody else that's involved with it. Like everyone,
Say it
everything.
in your language.
In your
Video,
language.
video, video, video,
God got Vediges, Vediges, Hadigas, Vediges, Speediges, Edigan, Mighty Ladigan, Vedigat, Idiga, Ladiga, Vedigat, Madigan, Sodigo, Madigat, Vedigat, Idiga, Vedigat, Speedy, Kiddigas, Nadigan, Edigan, Edigan, Nidigi, Ladigan, Vedigat.
you still saying it, right?
You still saying, right? Yeah, but I would speak it in any language.
Yeah.
Yeah. There would be body language and sign language and whatever language I can learn, I guess. I don't know. I haven't learned many more. I learned my own language and English.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well, like I
anything else.
said, everything is true. It's just that everyone that's talking and hearing people talking is telling lies and hearing
It's
lies.
telling lies and hearing lies. Are they all lies or are they all truth?
Everything is already true
Everything's already true. So how can it be a lie?
because they talking.
Because they talking. So what are you saying that we're just supposed to not talk to be true?
When Cain and Abel
When
speak,
Cain and
this is
Abel
one is
speak,
true.
this is one is
So
true. So when Cain and Abel speak, is that like
yeah.
yeah? Is that like the Esau and Jacob stuff? If they ever spoke together, or any other brothers in the Bible?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
But I'm talking in a
But you know, I'm
parable,
talking
you
in.
know.
Yeah, like if myself and my sister spoke, it would be shooting for somebody, anything. I don't know. What is that? Is that gonna happen?
What's that?
What's that? Do you know this to be true? That Cain and Abel are gonna talk or speak?
It's already happening
It's already happening. Yeah. How? Can you explain that?
because everything is already
Because
true.
everything is already true. Everything's already true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why isn't it helping?
Why is it that
Why
help?
is why it? Why are we so stuck in this untrue stuff, or is it true? Right? Because
Because
everything's already true. I
we're
don't understand.
hearing and speaking lies.
Well, there's a bunch of lies
Yeah, everything already true.
that
We
lies with it. Everything already
we
true.
never needed to talk about it
We never needed to talk about it. We gotta talk about something. That's all we got, right? We gotta talk about something. I'm kind of tired of hearing about the fucking true world. I want to talk about your imagination here.
That's yours. I mean, if I express
It's
it to
yours.
you, it's
I
yours.
mean, yeah, with the all over stuff.
But you're the only one thinking. Well, you're the only one thinking.
Remember that I had that bear, the bear, my bear Oliver. He got burnt up.
That's why the
It was kind of like a velveteen
world
rabbit
is
story, right?
stupid.
And when I heard about you being burnt up, and then you said that you were everything or something like that. I'm like, what? But then I brought it up, and you're like, what? Who's Oliver? No, it's my bear. My best friend bear. He used to talk to me all the time.
Mm.
I was just a teddy bear, right? Teddy bear. When I was a kid, I had him up until like
I, I was
when I
looking
was
in the
5 years
sky.
old, and then he got burnt up
Mhm.
when I was like 12,
Yeah,
I
when I
think,
was thinking about
11 or
olive,
12.
I looked in the sky for olive.
Look to the sky.
Yeah, if I looked to the sky to
Yeah, see that
find Oliver.
to find Oliver.
Yeah.
Is that what happens to you when you get burnt up?
I don't know.
What? You don't like my questions, really?
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling myself what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I looked to the sky and I went and talked to the sky and I just looked into the sky. I fell out of a tree. I actually jumped out of a tree. I didn't fall. I jumped out because I didn't want the ants. You know, I'm all sitting there trying to break a branch, right? And I think that has something to do with it, Wayne. Is me breaking that branch. I think I broke the wrong branch or something. And yeah, I fell with the branch and broke that teeny tiny little bone between the leg and the pelvis
Mhm.
there. What is it? The pelvic bone? It's teeny tiny. I like shattered it or whatever, and that was just horrible. I couldn't move. I was up walking with a walker 3 days later. See, I'm just not that. I'm just not that motivated to or not. Wouldn't be motivated. Motivation really. It's I got nothing to look forward to. And I don't know what I'm. I don't know what my goal is anymore. Let's put it that way. I failed at my vision, so
You know, when
I
you look in
have.
that tree, you
I
go to
have
sleep.
conquered. I've conquered some goals. I don't know what my goal is next. I don't know unless I could just die already.
You
Be a
are
good
next.
goal.
You are
Huh?
what's next.
I am what's next. Next.
You say you don't
Next.
know what's next. You are what's next.
I don't know what my next goal is.
You.
Me? Like just
If
me? What are you talking about?
if you're the only one thinking,
I think it was always me, right?
yeah.
It was always me.
So if you're the only one
And I
thinking, then the concept of a billion
can I
years
just follow my Lord into the grave and then wake back up?
is the concept
Would
of
that be
a
okay?
thousand years or forever is the one that's thinking.
It's the one that what? Sorry.
If if one is the only one thinking, then the concept of a million years or eternal life is the one that's thinking.
Is the one that's thinking.
Because that's the only
So
one
is
that's
there?
perceiving.
Yeah, I'm the only one that can answer my own question.
You're the only one asking and
Is there?
answering.
too.
You're the only one asking the answer.
Yeah, I expect an answer.
You is the answer.
So I have to
You
answer it
is the
myself.
answer.
I am the answer. Okay, I
See,
am the
everything is
answer.
true. See,
It's just
everything is true. Everyone that's talking and Everyone hearing that's people talking talking and hearing people is talking telling lies
I
and
want to
hearing
hear
lies.
that
Telling
lie.
lies and hearing lies.
Are you lying to me, really? You're
Excuse
not
me.
lying to me.
Excuse me.
I know you're an actor, but lying to me is something different. I am a lying monkey.
Well, I said everything is Well, I
First,
said
first,
everything is true.
everything is true. What?
Everything is
I need
true.
to.
Everything is true.
I need to try to put my headphones on. I'm gonna try. Everything is true. So there's no lies. So why even
The
bring
ones
up
that's
lies?
talking,
The ones that's
and
talking,
hearing people
the
talking,
ones that,
hearing people talking, are
and I'm
hearing
hearing
lies
people
and
talking.
hearing telling lies. And telling lies. Because everything is
So
already
everybody
true.
who's talking.
Everything is already true.
So what do we do? Just sit here and confuse more? I'm sold out of confusion.
Well, at least you ain't got nothing more to tell.
Well, at least you ain't got nothing more to tell. Yeah, I don't talk no more, so certainly don't have no more to tell. I don't go out. I don't do nothing. I'm like the hermit that I always wanted to be, I guess.
Where you don't have
Well,
the
you don't
mark,
have
you won't
the
be buying
mark,
and
you
selling
won't be buying
confusion.
and selling confusion. No, I'm sold out of that shit. Certainly, they done bought me out of it.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I guess just trying to wake up, right?
I think you already have.
I think you already have. Well, I thought I already was, but then you go eating some fruit that you don't even know what the fuck you're eating, I guess, and
Yeah, the telling and
go
hearing
into
lies
la la
part.
land.
Yeah,
Last part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that was very cool. No, when I ran into the son of perdition, that's when I wanted to rule him to go and see if he was real. That's what I thought you were talking about with rule. The ruler.
Yep, yeah,
Measuring.
ditching.
I can measure that he's he's like right there in the four corners, right? And I'm in the four corners too. So I could go see if he's real, but I never did.
Hmm.
Mhm. But that's okay because he didn't like me anyway, and I didn't want to mop down my throat.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. So sorry if I offended you if I said something about ruling you. I was just trying to do your do your talk or whatever. But I remember you saying something about the ruler was if you can measure it or something like that. Like I don't even know where you are, but with the son of perdition and green sage, he was like,
Yeah, you're right though. You were speaking in
you're right though.
parables,
You was speaking
and
in
you was
parables,
taking a measurement
and you was taking
of
a
me, which
measurement
is rude.
of me,
I
which
got
is rude. I guess. So yeah, I certainly wasn't trying to offend or anything.
I got you. I offended myself.
I got you. I offended myself. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I never got over there.
Forgive me for that.
And he never unblocked me. Forgive you for that? Oh yeah, you're already forgiven. That. But he never unblocked me, and it really bothered me that he just wouldn't talk to me. But then he was doing something weird, like some supernatural shit. I tripped for almost like a month and a half, Wayne. Like off of nothing, like just nothing, crazy stuff, birds
Mm,
talking, all sorts of stuff. And I would call that probably gaslighting or something like that, like something that's happening with me myself. But he was involved.
mm,
He was involved in those visions and hallucinations and whatever's
yeah.
and whatever he was talking about. So that goes back to your um to your, to your people talking lies or whatever.
Hmm.
Lies. he was
because
involved.
everything is already
It's
proved.
crazy. I put on I put on Facebook. I made this video and I put it on Facebook because that's where I used to go is Facebook, and then I'm like, fuck you guys, Facebook. That's my face puke. That's where I puked all of it up. Bleh. Puked it all up on Facebook. Come to my face. See my puke. No. Anyway, yeah. I put a video on Facebook and I'm like, oh my god, my fucking eyes just popped out like boom. You can see that I was tripping like hard, and I didn't do any more than I've ever done, alcohol or whatever, pot. Yeah, it's just crazy, and I lived through it, so I think what it is, Wayne, is that they want me to start running, because I am an alcoholic, and when I start drinking and stuff, if I run, it will sweat out or
Mm.
whatever. But then again, if I'm in the house or something, I'm just breathing in those fumes, so I'm getting high off my own self when it gets that bad, right?
Say that again.
I'm getting high off myself when it gets that bad from the sweat. So I have to go jump in water. I have to, go get all those demons out. I guess that's the way I want to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
These demons just attached to me constantly, and I have to go and jump in some cold water or just jump in water. I don't know if it's got to be cold or not, but it has been every time I jumped in. Pretty cold. I haven't jumped in a lake for a long time. That's probably what I need to do.
You said
But I'll
jump in.
have to walk my ass there. Huh?
You said you ain't jumped in the lake.
No, I haven't jumped in a lake for a long time. It's going to be useful and very needed here soon because it's going to get really hot. Really hot. It was really hot. It's getting really hot now. Um, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but man, the heat that comes here has just been hammering on me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to just overheat and stuff, but we're without power and stuff here. We're just solar and generator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes it a little bit harder to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it looks hot out
Heat.
there.
You can't. You can only take so much off.
I don't know how hot
I'll just be naked. I'll just be naked and unafraid. That's cool. Don't be afraid. I'm just naked.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's so hot. Yeah, there is a scripture about that being naked and unafraid, or actually they're afraid. But
Yeah,
I
when they
believe
ate from the
you gotta walk into that naked.
real tree.
Yeah, yeah. When they eat from the tree,
Yeah. Then you go to sleep.
and God's like, "Where are you? Hello?
Exactly.
We're hiding.
Yeah.
We're
You
hiding.
have to
We're
put the
afraid."
element to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm trying to come out of hiding, I guess, or something. Because I don't like to just be naked and afraid. If I'm gonna be naked, well, then I should just be unafraid. And then you go back to Job, where he's like, I don't want to be afraid of you. So
So
just
that's
don't abandon me. And if you need something, call on me, and don't make me afraid of you. Don't make me go hide. Isn't that what Job said? Some-
I'm not sure.
Somewhere in Job, I believe he's talking to God, and
Mm-hmm.
he said something like that. I believe there's another uh, chapter in the Bible. What is it? Hezekiah? Or no, Hezekiah is the king that dies, right? Which one talks to God and he has a conversation besides Job? That was it the king Hezekiah? You don't know?
No, I remember his friends trying to
There's
tell him
some.
about
That who?
his three friends was telling him, was trying to tell him
Oh,
about God.
yes, and that's just. I just want to punch through the whole fucking thing and be like, bam, just stop. That whole story right there with the
When
friends
people,
coming and he's like, oh my god.
man,
Yeah,
when we
that's.
strayed away from Jesus, we stopped hearing in parables and stopped speaking in parables.
When we what?
Strayed away from Jesus.
Okay. When we stray away from Jesus, we we stop the parable stuff, or we stop hearing.
We stopped speaking and hearing parables. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed. I don't speak in here the way I used to, for sure. But I'm that type that has known God and stuff since a child, I think, and I don't know. I just I'm a rebel. I'm a rebellious fucking child. I'm sorry. I don't like to do what people tell me to do. I really don't.
I know the
Unless I
feeling.
want to. Unless I want to. If I want to, hell yeah, I'll be right there on top of it. Thank you. But otherwise, it's like, I try to stray away from it. I guess I
Yeah.
never wanted to do that with Jesus and stuff, and I know that I've had issues with God because I thought of him as a somebody up there just looking at a rats in a maze type thing. That's kind of an asshole to me, but I'm getting over that because I know that that's the only way you can get to Jesus
Yeah.
is to get is to get over that and have a
But then you
relationship
make
with.
that up though.
Uh-huh.
Like the someone looking over you like what in the maze,
Someone looking over.
like rats in a maze.
Yeah, like rats in a maze. Like he made a maze for rats to go, and he's just getting a
But then
kick
you
out
make
of it.
that up.
Did I make that up?
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, that's how I pictured God.
See? People talking and hearing people talking and telling lies and hearing lies.
I got you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing. So how do we keep from doing that?
Realize you ate from the tree. You understand how to spell.
I understand that I ate from the tree. I've been told, but
Did
whether
you
I understand, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on really. Now
I
we're
feel
going into a cave. Is that what we do now? Is just go into a cave and hide?
think you was already in the cave.
I'm in my own little cave. Yeah, thank God I have a box to live in. I call it my little dog house, my little mother house.
You hide amongst the trees. Once you eat from the tree, you realize you naked.
I'm something. I'm wearing clothes, but I
Well,
feel naked
I'm say
in
we.
them.
I'm just gonna say me
I
also.
feel like I
Mm,
feel like in the spiritual realm. Obviously they all are naked. Yahweh. You used to be called Yahweh, or now you're the son of or son on or whatever. Amanda
mm,
Breck. Have you ever seen his channel? Amanda Brecka.
no,
He calls himself Yahweh. No. He's like the John Wick style.
I never
He's
heard
a
of.
he's a he's a June a little bit, but he's cool. I call him my grammars. That's grammars. That's who I'm talking about. And I think he was trying to help me and stuff, and he called himself Yahweh. I said I don't doubt it. because Yahweh is the one that is in charge of the mountain that I call my Jesus mountain, but then he's not really Jesus-y, like he wants me to get rid of the Jesus type thing, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's really weird how God works. I can certainly recognize him, her, whatever, both. I guess we're going into the both now. Maybe mother will finally be involved.
That's what I'm
I
being.
know my son asked me one time because I was showing him my Jesus figure or whatever, and then my Mary glass or whatever, and he was checking them out and he was holding them both, and Austin's he's like I know I've seen God, which he calls Jesus God, right? A lot of children do, that's God, right? But but why don't I see Mary? I'm like, oh, you've seen God, and he told me this whole story about how he was in a flood in L.A., Los Angeles. This is my little Austin, right? He was in a flood in Los Angeles or something like that. Like a Moses situation where he's in a basket or something, blowing down, and he saw God up on a tower. So he's seen God, up on a tower um, in the Los Angeles flood or whatever, wherever he came up with that, I don't know. But then after that, it's because his parents had abandoned him or something like that, and then he became in my stomach, and so he was 3 already before he was in my stomach. Do you understand that?
Kind of.
That's quite that's quite something to be coming out of such a small child's mouth. But I understood it exactly, because he was saying, I'm like, well, I didn't have, you've never been to LA or whatever, but he was pretty serious about it and whatever, and yeah, he was just floating down the LA streets and then saw God on this tower during the flood, and I guess something abandoned him, and then all of a sudden he's in my tummy and comes out as a little old man, little old man, little
Mm,
old man Austin. He's adorable.
mm.
It sucks that I'm such a mess. He deserves more than that.
You talking about somebody on YouTube?
I'm talking about my boy, my son.
The young man. Okay.
Yeah, my son, Austin. Yeah, he told me that story one time because we were checking out Jesus and Mary, and he's like, "Well, why don't I ever see the mom?" Because he's thinking God and Mary, Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
Mary, whatever. Which we get is Jesus and mother, regardless. But he was calling Jesus God, which I don't see no problem with that, because God's got to retire with all the bad stuff, the bad name stuff
If
into
Jesus is
Jesus,
the
right?
word of God, then Jesus is God.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just that God's just retiring into His Son, right? Just like we do.
And
We
Mary is the
leave the
word of
Son,
God.
and Mary is just nowhere to be found anymore. I guess that's what he was pretty much
See,
saying.
that's
Why
what I
don't I
mean
see
by
Mary?
talking. The
Huh?
talking, people hearing and telling lies. Because Mary is there.
Yeah. Mary's there.
Yeah. You,
Of
I
course she
think,
is.
I think, baby, you
But
made
why
Mary
isn't
go away because you couldn't see
why
Mary.
isn't she recognized? I'm sorry. Say that again.
You said why they not mentioning Mary? It's because
Not mentioning.
you made Mary go away.
Well, it's a merry-go-round. She's always there. It's just whether or not the fucking what is it, the company comes in to see if Mary still goes around.
Well, I think because you
Well, I
understand
think
how to
because you
say it,
understand how to say it,
that's why you can't see
that's why
Mary.
you can't see Mary. Oh, it wasn't me though. It was my son. My son
Ina.
was
Okay.
asking.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
my
That's
son.
probably
My
why.
son was asking. And I'm sitting right there, so he can certainly see mother. You know what I mean? But in his mind, he was looking at Jesus and Mary both, and then he just started up this conversation, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
says, "I've seen God. I know God. Jesus. And he had Jesus in his hand, right? But I don't see Mary, too often or whatever. I don't see mom, or I can't remember what he said exactly, but he had them both in his hand, and he was talking about it. And I said, "Oh, you've seen God? Like, where have you seen God?" And so he went on with that story about L.A. being a baby in a basket type thing, like rolling down the flood. And so I got up on the tower, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was like 3 years old before he became in my tummy. He said so. Going from a flood from L.A. to my tummy to flowing out, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's quite the story that can also be true. Now that's true. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kids know much more than we do if we
So if
just let them
Jesus
express it.
is the word of God was the son of Mary, then Mary is holding the child, or Mary is holding the word of God.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like coma in the stars. I comb your hair,
Yeah.
Bernice. Yeah, in coma. Yeah, and then there's Andromeda. That's the chained woman, where the two fish are going separate ways. One fish is directing towards Andromeda, and then the other one is taking the ecliptic line or whatever. Because Aries comes and cuts them off the Leviathan, the two fish in Pisces. You ever seen the star map?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like overshadow, or like what do they call it? Foreshadowing, or it's it's like the star map is like the constellations, or the zodiac is like in the outer, and then you kind of have the inner and then inner. They're just kind of like an onion, I guess. Peel that onion, make you cry. I had a dream once where I was supposed to go into an elementary bathroom and detoxify with onion,
Mm-hmm.
and I was supposed to take a code. I didn't take it because they didn't want me to have a witness. I didn't have a witness. I just wanted my pen and paper to go with me, and they're like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I'm like, "Fuck you then." See what I mean? I don't know if that gets me in trouble. Probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did get part of the code. I did. I don't even know what the code was for. I was just supposed to go to some elementary to go to the bathroom and detoxify with onion. It's quite a strange dream.
Or maybe you detoxify with that star map.
Detoxify with what?
Star map, you said it's like an onion.
Yeah, the star map. That was quite interesting. Yeah. The Witness of the Stars. It's a book that's written by Bollinger. I'm so glad I remembered that name. Bollinger. He writes his own Bible, like companion Bible, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what the religious folks usually use. It's too much for them because they're saying that the stars are wicked and casting spells or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't. It's not that you're worshiping them. It's just that you're including them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like people who want to say Jesus has got to be, not included. My God, he should have talked. I'm telling you,
Say it again.
you never know what Jesus went through. The son of perdition, he sure did talk like Jesus. That's what I said. And what scripture is it that it says, as Moses did with the staff with the snake? Is that how it goes, or something like that? It's gonna be the same way as Moses did with that pole, made it into a snake.
Mhm.
He had a beautiful. I kind of miss him actually. I really do. He was so filled with wisdom, but he didn't like me at all, and it pissed me off a little bit. He got. I reacted. Have you ever watched Green Sage?
Who?
Green Sage, the son of perdition. He was in the flesh, but he died of cancer. If you know anybody with cancer and stuff, he does a whole personalized video thing of all of it. It's quite crazy because he wolfed out on me and freaked me out and made me go tripping and whatever. But then he erased all that other stuff and then started anew and said my name a couple times at the first, and then I think we got it handled. And I just listened, but he had a lot of wisdom about stuff,
Mhm.
stuff that people can't understand, kind of like you. It's just
Yeah, that's what I do
but
when
yeah, he died. He died.
when people strayed away from Jesus. They stop hearing and stop speaking in parables.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how he spoke, but he spoke in a very wise way after. He it's almost as if he did a turnaround. Like that Rodney guy that was coming on my channel or whatever
Yeah.
in that group. Where they just like take your videos and chop them up, and that's why he supposedly erased his old videos and then started new. And yeah, because he had 3 videos that he just woofed out on me. Woof, 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 woof. I'm like, what the fuck? Told me if I came to his house, he would shove him off down my throat. Just like, what the fuck? This is a stranger. I don't even know him. So yeah, I was going to go measure him and rule him, I guess, if that's what you meant. But I never did. Yeah, one of those things just didn't seem just didn't seem enough for me to do that. You know what I mean? I could go and walk anywhere if I wanted to, and do whatever I wanted if I wanted to.
Hmm.
It's just about what you want to do. What do you want, Tammy? I can tell you exactly what I want, but it's not accepted. So I just live on. What do you want, Wayne?
What Jesus said about sickness and death and hunger and thirst.
What did Jesus say about sickness and death?
There'll be no more sickness
There
or
be
death,
no more sickness or death,
and no hunger or thirst.
and no hunger or thirst.
No more tears. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. That's much more better than death, right? But, if we have to follow him, then don't we have to follow him into the grave anyway?
Yeah, he get educated.
Yeah, he get educated.
Who did?
Jesus,
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, your Thomas story told you that. Or they tried to educate him.
which is going into the
Which is
grave.
going into the grave.
Oh, when you're educated? So I'm already in the grave then.
When you eat from that
When
tree,
you
you,
eat from
you
that
go to
tree,
sleep.
you go to sleep.
Yeah, well, how can you help it if you're sent to school? I did ditch a lot and I never graduated, but I did go to massage therapy school and graduated. Somehow got into that with the score, GED score.
When we feel
When we
shame,
when
that's
we
how we know we
shame,
ate
that's
from the
how we
tree.
know we ate from the tree.
Say that again.
Whenever one started
Whenever
feeling
one
shame,
started feeling shame,
that's how you know you ate from the
Same.
tree.
you know you ate from the tree.
Yeah, the same. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it. Well, why does he want to just put it there and say don't eat from it? No. They would probably never would have even bothered with it. Out of all these,
Yeah,
but you say that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you have a serpent there. I don't know. I kind of think of it as I think of life as like um God's doing like a triple time thing, like where he's got Satan poking you, you know, poking you towards Jesus with the fisherman fisherman hook or whatever to pull you up out of the fucking water, the abyss type thing. It's like everybody's working with each other, almost like the government, right, or the courts and everything. Like they go to work, they're married to each other. Can't expect anything different. They got to live with each other. Of course they got to do what they say. But what use is that? Why do we have it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's this guy that actually did my star map. Where the stars were when I was born. His name is Ariel uh, Sarah 777. He was on the last one for a minute. My last life. You should check him out. He's um on a mission. I suppose you can
He
say.
was he was on your last
He
live.
was he was on your left line.
Yeah, the one that I did before this one. Yeah, he came on there for a minute.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in my. I'm subscribed to him. I'm not sure if I have my subscriptions
he was
showable
in the
or not.
comment
I don't
section,
know.
or
He
he
was in the
said
comment section. He said,
Huh?
he was in the comment section, or he was
he was in the comment
on the
section. Or he
phone
was
with.
Yeah.
on the
He came into my other life when I danced or whatever. When I was doing before I did this one.
Yeah, I probably can't
Yeah.
Yeah,
see the.
probably
Yeah.
can't see.
His name is Ariel, and he he went on some mission to Philadelphia, I think, and just doing his thing. You should check him out. Give him some Wayne screen. Probably like it. you know, he's doing what most people I think do. I went on a Jesus run. That's what I call it. Other people call it like some sort of trip, which it kind of was, but not really, not off drugs or anything. It was just I don't know what it was. I think it's probably just high off my own sweat, something, Mhm. Whatever. I don't know. I do know that there's messages in everything, you know, and everything. I guess I probably just blocked them off, 'cause I didn't want anymore. That's what I did. And said, I'm done for a minute. Leave me alone. What'd you say?
Oh, that's me looking at the
No, that's
video,
me looking at
trying to see.
Oh, is something else?
trying to see.
Okay. Well, it's good talking to you, Wayne, but I'm gonna have to let you go
Okay.
unless you really have
Okay.
something to talk about.
Mm,
You,
yeah, I'll be saying the same
I'll
thing
be
I
saying
always
the
say.
same thing always.
but now that we know we can do this, whatever. That's cool. I'm glad it works. That's awesome. Yeah, because I noticed that you can invite people, but I didn't know how. So how did
Mm,
I do it again?
I don't know. You put the
I
link
don't
in
know. You
your
put the
post.
link in the
I never, I
I
never
never,
did
I never
YouTube.
did YouTube.
And you was able to find it, right? Wherever I put the link.
I guess.
Again,
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Good job. Yeah, because I just threw it out there.
Can you chat in
And
here?
you chat in here.
huh?
Can you put a comment in the
Can you put
comment
a
section?
comment in the comment?
I don't know how. I have no idea how.
Oh,
Oh,
'cause I
Can
can-
you?
yeah,
yeah, it's
I think. No, I can just say hi.
not just say hi.
Well, you said hi before you came on.
No, I just put the hi
No, I
in there
just
just
put the
now,
hi in the
but
Oh, another hi. Okay. Oh,
it
yeah, I
won't.
don't know how to
it
do that.
won't.
I have no idea. It has nothing on my thing. That though, for sure. But my texting sucks anyway,
Yeah, I can
so
just say hi. I
I'd much
can't.
rather not.
Yeah,
I
Except
can't
just
put
say
no.
hi.
yeah, the
No.
send the hi. Like, you want to say hi? Go ahead and just send it. I'll send it for you. Save you the hi.
Yeah, it won't let me put no comment.
I
Yeah, it
know
won't let me put no comment.
they won't let you. Yeah, I don't know. This is new enough. I guess I can go from there and see what else I can figure out. I try to just like I don't know. They want me dumbed down and just gonna be dumbed down, whatever. I don't know. I have been dumbed down quite a bit, but I'm sure it's all sitting in there still somewhere. So it's been zero. There's zero people, and then now there's one. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to comment or anything. I have no idea. I have to. I'm sure you could look it up or something, and on YouTube or something. Maybe somebody will tell me how to do that kind of stuff. I have no idea. The phones are already bought, hijacked. Like a hijacked phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You put all these apps on there that you don't even need, and then you run out of storage. It's like I have to laugh because what would it be if it was just like all perfect, right? That's a oasis. They say there's something about perfect has to be imperfect. It's just the way it is. You know, perfect, you have to be imperfect. Almost like Jesus having to go down and be like the opposite Antichrist and then jump back up to be Jesus. You know what I mean? Type thing. You got to know the other side before you can truly be pure enough to be like something like that. I can't even imagine. Like I said, I can't even imagine God driving this vessel, this vehicle. And I think about it, and I'm like, I am sorry. You know, get a handle on it, God, please. No, but I'm okay. I'm alright. Just going a little crazy.
Okay.
Does help me
Okay.
to chat with you, though. Thank you.
Yes, man. You have a beautiful night.
Yes, man. You have a beautiful night.
That means my whole week probably. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's such a blessing, and you have a
You're
beautiful
welcome.
night too. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
All
Good.
right. Good night, Wayne.
All right. Good